with Chodesh Shvat. Try to share with the Olam a little bit of chizuk. What's special with the month of Shvat and how it can be mechazak us, all of us that are struggling with the Yetzer Hara. So the Rabbi basically gave us a month called Shvat, which is a mazel of Dili. The Bnei Sasa says beautifully that the Dili represents a bucket that's subservient to what? To water, to be able to gather water. Water, Chazal say, in Maimel Torah. If there's something that quenches a Jewish soul, it's Torah. Yeah, it's not easy in the beginning. When a person gets into Torah, there's nothing like it. Baruch Hashem, the Rabbi gave me a gift I could travel. I've traveled in first class, business class, airplanes, private planes. Been to the Maldives. Maldives is probably the best place on earth. Again, outside from Eretz Yisrael, of course. But in the world of Gashmius, it's you have to go fly, then you have to take a boat to the island. The island is crystal clear. The water is mamish magnificent. I can tell you, I'm honest, without any gaiva, gornish. I'm not a big tzaddik, Pashut. I like to sit with the Gemara and learn. Sitting down with the Gemara is better than all this stuff. Yeah, it's worth it trying once. I'm not saying it's so gefährlich. But the Rabbi gave us the greatest gift. There's nothing more fascinating. I traveled the richest people. Rich people, at the end of the day, they're thirsty for Torah. But it's more than that. Torah gives a person simcha. And especially now, the Tasha Rebbe says something so powerful. He says that the Arba Lashonos of Gula, is connected the Arba Galuyos, which is Bavel, Madai, Yavan, and Edom. It's connected also the four different moras. Moras is the bile that comes out of the gallbladder, which the Zohar HaKadosh, Al Pi Kabbalah, represents certain aspects of a human being and emotions of a human being, and especially it's connected these four different galuyas. So it comes out like this. There's white, there's red, there's green, and then there's black bile. Black bile is the last one. It's called the Mora Shchira. Mora Shchira is Goles Edom. It's right now. That's why we struggle so much with depression, and when a person is so sad and gets all upset about themselves. And that's the worst. To be able to fight the Yetzer Hara. We all know it. So we have to be so careful that when we get sad because we fell again, or we shouldn't have watched what we should have watched, instead of getting upset, chap a Gemara, or Chumash, or Midrash says, or a little Midrash says on Tanakh, something that's going to mamish give you chizuk, and you'll see that instead of being upset at yourself and being misyayish, really the Rebbe gives us a gift called the Torah, and the Torah takes us to a whole different world. It gives us the pleasure that there's nothing out there. Everything else is counterfeit pleasure. And it's the wisdom. It was amazing. I was on this trip and I had a conversation with a monk for an hour. What was so interesting is that at some point in the conversation I mentioned the Jewish people, because the Jewish people, they're so smart. This is a monk. He's meditating already for 60 years. He says, the Jewish people, and he says, the people of the book, the people that have the gift of wisdom, where's all that wisdom coming from? Our gift called the Torah. We should be zeicha to be connected to the Torah as much as possible. It should give us the greatest simcha. Pikudei Hashem Yishom Mesamchelev. Hatzlacha.
Thank you for listening to the Guard Your Eyes Daily Chizuk broadcast. Pass them on to your friends and help spread Kedusha in the world.